What is going on, guys? Zuggyfishing here, back to you with another video. I hope y'all are well, and I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment if you haven't already. Today, I have a Mystery Tackle Box Pro in my hands. MTB, Mystery Tackle Box, is an awesome subscription-based tackle service. They bring awesome baits to your door every single month for a cheap price. This is the January 2020 box, and I tell you guys, this is awesome stuff. And we're going to be breaking down the baits that are in this box and everything that MTB is about. I got the box, I'm rocking the MTB merch, so let's get right into this video. Also guys, before I forget, shout out of the week goes to Maddox Palmer Fishing. Congrats on winning the shout out of the week, buddy. And make sure you guys look for the word in quotation marks that will appear on the screen somewhere throughout the video. And if you guys see that word, make sure you guys leave it in the comment section down below to see if you guys could win the shout out of the week. All right, now let's break down what's in this mystery tackle box. Let's open this baby up and see what is in our Mystery Tackle Box Pro July 2020. All right, opening this thing up, let's see. Initial reactions, I like it. We're gonna have a good video here. So guys, if you don't already know, this is what the inside of a mystery tackle box looks like. You have your two open flaps right here. You got a ruler and then some fun kind of social media games that you could play that are on the inside. It's pretty awesome stuff, and I absolutely love the design. All right, so the first thing that pops up in the mystery tackle box is our little what's inside this box guide. So right here, we have our little what's inside guide. So in this box today, we have a Guggen Squad Filthy Frog, which comes in at $8.99. A Headbanger Rocket Head, which comes in at $7.99. We got a Bill Lose MR6, which is coming in at $7.99. A 10,000 Fish Yodo Worm, which is coming at $5.29. A Lifted Jigs SLM Swim Jig, which comes in at $4.99. A Lake Fork Tackle Magic Fry Worm, which comes in at $3.79, and a Gambler Why Not, which comes in at $2.99. After that, we have our little Dibble Tips and Tricks manual right here. This is basically just a guide talking about some of the baits, giving some fast fishing tips. Like for example, there's a little section called Frog Fishing 101 right here. And we also have how to fish a swim jig in 2 minutes, which is pretty cool. It gives you tips and tricks about how to fish different baits. So we have the swim jig and we have the frog. It talks about cover, water clarity, seasonality, and you know how and when to fish these types of baits. It's a really cool guide to come in your mystery tackle box if you guys are new to fishing and don't know how to fish these baits. After that, we have an awesome little Catch Coast sticker right here, an American flag fish sticker. This is awesome. This is definitely going to go on my tackle box. And then after that, we actually have these cool two little guides right here. It's actually really awesome. The first one that caught my eye is this little paper that talks about the Guggen Squad Filthy Frog. By the way, guys, this is one of my favorite frogs to fish of all time. And this is a really cool card right here to talk about some pro tips and, you know, how to fish this frog. And then on the back, it has different locations about where to fish this frog and, you know, what to do, what types of cover you want to fish when fishing a frog. So for example, this says where to fish the Guggen Squad Filthy Frog around shallow water vegetation, wood, rocks, and shade. So this thing is really awesome. It kind of breaks down the bait as a whole, which is what I love about Mystery Tackle Box. And then the next thing we have is about the 10,000 Fish Yodo Worm. This is kind of a little pamphlet right here. I love the design, by the way. And the Yodo Worm, which we will cover in a second, it has kind of this little, you know, tips and tricks about how to fish the Yodo Worm. Like for example, you got it Texas rig or on a swim jig head, and tons of other types of things. For example, shaky head or drop shot. And then on the back, it tells you different places on a map where you could fish the Yodo Worm, which I think is so awesome. And it's essential if you guys are new to fishing or anything like that, and you know don't know how to fish some of the baits you get in your box. These are great resources in order to utilize to learn how to fish these baits. Let's dive into some of the baits in this box, and we're kind of going to go by the order on that list that the mystery tackle box gave us initially about what's in our box. The first bait on our list is the Guggen Squad Filthy Frog. There it is. See if that could focus right there. But the Guggen Squad Filthy Frog coming in at $8.99. All right, now let's first address the price. $8.99 is an average price for a frog, a topwater frog. There are lots and lots of expensive frogs. Y'all may think that this frog may be on the more expensive side, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's not. There are other frogs such as Spro, which are lots and lots more expensive than the Guggen Squad Filthy Frog. It's a very reasonable price for this quality frog. $8.99, can't beat it. So this is what the Guggen Squad Filthy Frog looks like right here. It says "Eat Me" on top. And yeah, I absolutely love the colors. Guys, a big tip when you're frog fishing, the top of a frog never matters. It's always the belly of the frog that you want to utilize. So if we're looking on the back packaging right here, the length of this frog is 2.5 inches and the weight on this frog is 5/8 of an ounce. So guys, this frog is actually one of my favorite frogs I fish of all time. I fish it a lot. I have had these frogs besides in my mystery tackle box, and I absolutely love them. This is what the Guggen Squad Filthy Frog looks right out of the box. It looks exactly like this. Look, so guys, on the top, it has this awesome pattern, but it really does not matter because all we care about is the bottom of the frog, because that's what the fish see when they're looking up at this frog on the top of the water. And guys, I'm going to tell you right now, look at the bottom of this frog right here. Look how intricate that pattern is. That's exactly what we need when we're fishing a frog. We need intricate patterns that allow that fish to be attracted to that frog and wanting to explode on it. This thing models a perfect bullfrog right here, which are in a lot of the ponds around my area. So this thing is awesome. I absolutely love the bottom. By the way, guys, not only that, but the way these skirts are designed, a lot of frogs, when you buy them, their skirts will actually become longer, allowing less of a hookup ratio. Now the Guggen Squad Filthy Frog, the legs come at a perfect length. So when you wrap them over the head of the frog, there's really none dangling down at all. They come at a perfect length, allowing for the maximum hookup ratio. Now some quick frog tips for y'all. Frogs are best fished with 40-pound braid, heavy action rod. That's what you want to fish frogs on. Fishing in deep, thick cover especially. You want to work this frog with the 40-pound braid and your heavy rod on the top of the water, just popping that frog, allowing it to dance and do what it is. And also allow for a pause. A pause is essential when you're fishing a frog. You want to pop it a few times, then pause it, let it span out, allow for a reaction strike, and making it look like this is an injured frog or bait fish on the top of the water. Now, if we're looking at our little Guggen Squad Filthy Frog manual guide right here, it tells us that we want a medium, heavy to heavy casting rod with fast action, 7-to-1-to-1 or 8-to-1-to-1 gear ratio casting reel, and we want braided line 40 to 65 pound, somewhere in that range, which is exactly right when you're wanting to fish a frog. Some pro tips that are on this card are that always wait a second before setting the hook on a hollow body frog. A short pause gives the fish time to fully take the bait while providing a time for the strongest hook set. Exactly. So when this fish blows up on the frog, you want to wait 2 to 3 to 4 seconds and then set the hook. So you can have the maximum hookup ratio and allow that fish to really absorb and take that frog. Highly recommend the Guggen Squad Filthy Frog, 10 out of 10. All right, the next bait we have on our list is the Headbanger Rocker Head. These are basically weighted Texas rig hooks right here. Basically what these hooks do, as you can see right here, there's this big kind of head looking weight right here. And this thing, when you cast this thing out, this head sits on the bottom and allows the bait to stick up. So when you're fishing it, this head will sit on the bottom and allow that bait to stick up and dance and create a reaction strike and allow that bait to have better action and allow it to move. These are the 3/8 ounce rocker head right here, and they are phenomenal with craws, bugs, and lizards and other creature baits. Again, allowing that weight to sit to the bottom and allowing the bait to stand up, dance, and do its action, and allowing that fish to create that reaction strike, and that this bait is actually alive. There's some more baits in our mystery tackle box that will actually go along with the Headbanger lures, and it's really awesome. That's what I love about mystery tackle box, how it pairs lures with different things together. Like, for example, you have these rocker head hooks right here, and then you have, you know, gambler creature baits or some yodo worms, which we're going to cover in a little bit. If I had a bait on the rocker head jigs right here, basically what I would do, I would either jig it along the bottom, kind of just like your standard flipping jig, kind of jigging it along the bottom, or kind of just lift your rod tip up and allow that bait to drag along the bottom. That's how I would fish these baits. The next bait we have on our list is the Bill Lew's MR6. This is the Bill Lew's MR6 right here. It is a deep diving crankbait. I'm not familiar with this company, but this company is actually the creator of the original rattle trap. This bait is 2¼ inch and weighs ½ an ounce, and it dives 6+ feet. So this bait is really good for, you know, deep lakes with a forage of bait fish in them. You know, when those bass early morning looking for shad, of course you can never go wrong with a great crankbait. Not really good for the types of bodies of water I fish, like ponds and things like that, that are not 6+ feet and are kind of shallow on the banks. But definitely, if you guys go on, you know, your bass tracker boat on a lake, definitely throw this bait. It's awesome if you guys ever fish a deep lake. You want to roll this crankbait through. Also, if you guys ever fish rocks, you want to throw crankbaits off rocks, allow them to hit it, dive just like an injured bait fish, and allow those bass to create that reaction strike. So this bait is really, really great if you guys are lake fishermen, but not in shallow ponds like I fish. But this is a really, really good deep diving crankbait. The next bait we have is the 10,000 fish Yodo worm. This thing, I am eager to try this thing out in the water. It looks awesome. This Yodo worm is coming in at $5.29, which is a very, very reasonable price. This thing looks so cool. You could either fish it with a blade jig or a spinnerbait, or an underspin. You got a Texas rig, shaky head, or drop shot, and all that information is on the back right here. This thing looks so awesome. It kind of imitates your creature, you know, like a leech or anything like that, but also your standard worm. Basically anything a bass would pick up on the bottom, this bait imitates. This thing imitates a worm, any type of creature, a craw, a leech, a lizard, anything like that. And it could be rigged many different ways, anywhere from drop shotting to Texas rigging. This Yodo worm can be hooked up with, and I guarantee the single catch bass. Guys, I was actually watching One Rod, One Reels video not too long ago, and he was using the Yodo worm, and he slayed some bass on it. He kind of paired it up on a swim jig head and bounced it along the bottom. So I'm pretty sure that's the approach I'm going to take when I'm fishing this Yodo worm. But guys, this bait looks so cool, and I'm super, super interested to use it. The next bait we have in our mystery tackle box is the Lifted Jig SLM swim jig. This is this jig right here, coming in that little green pumpkin color. This is a 1/4 ounce jig. And guys, when you want to fish a swim jig is when you have a main forage of bluegill in your ponds. Jigs are a perfect imitation for bluegill, creating that reaction strike and allowing those bass to feed. This is a beautiful jig right here, and definitely going to be using this thing, swimming it along the bottom to try to get those bass to have that reaction strike, thinking that it's a bluegill, because there are a lot of ponds around me, their main forage is bluegill, and bass absolutely love the bluegill, and that's what their main forage is. So why not match the hatch with this swim jig? The next bait we have in our mystery tackle box is the Lake Fork Tackle Magic Fry Worm. This thing looks awesome. It kind of looks like your classic worm, which I love and I fish all of the time. This bait looks erratic. It has that red flake in there, which I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite colors of all time to fish in a worm. And the main way I'm going to be fishing this thing is either Texas or wacky rig. No doubt at all. From the looks and the scents of these baits, they are awesome. Definitely going to be fishing mainly wacky on this bait. I feel like it has erratic action and has an awesome scent. This thing is filled with garlic and salt, which no bass does not love. Definitely going to be fishing this lure often. The final bait we have in our MTB is the Gambler Why Not Creature Bait. This thing is coming in at $2.99. We have a pack of creature baits right here. They basically imitate a craw or anything sitting on the bottom, just a little bug. After just opening the bag and taking one of these Gambler lures out, they are so filled with scent. This is what this bait looks like. Guys, this is your basic craw imitation. It has these little legs right here that come unconnected and allow that bait to flutter in the water. This thing is great paired with the Rocky Head jigs or the swim jig in our box. You just want to cut it down a little bit and unhatch these legs and allow them to flutter and dance in the water. I'm fishing a lot of ponds with a lot of grass on the bottom, And because of this grass on the bottom, if you guys fish a weighted bait, a weighted creature bait like these Gambler lures, it's gonna have a lot of muck on it when you reel it up. So basically, I would definitely fish this thing weedless Texas rig, just in my opinions, for the ponds I'm fishing. Overall, Gambler lure, I absolutely love this creature bait. Definitely gonna use it weightless on those weighted jig hooks and on my swim jig. So there you have it, ladies and gents. This is your Mystery Tackle Box Pro 2020 edition for July. We covered some awesome baits, how to fish these baits, and it was a really, really awesome video. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned something about Mystery Tackle Box and the baits inside these boxes, and learned some really good tips to help you guys catch some more fish out on the water. If you guys are new, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment down below, and turn on that post notifications bell to be notified every single time I upload a YouTube video. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Zuggyfishing, and go check out my other socials in the description. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. All right, guys, I'll see y'all next time. Hope y'all enjoyed. Be positive, just fish.